If you bought SpaceX on day one and you're celebrating right now, I need you to hear something. Only 4% of SpaceX's shares are actually trading right now. That's 4%. Out of 13 billion total shares, you're looking at roughly 555 million. That's it. That's the entire public float. So when the stock popped 67% in 3 days, that wasn't the market saying, SpaceX is worth $3 trillion. That was a massive amount of demand chasing a tiny amount of supply. It's a squeeze. It's not a valuation. It's another reason, though, why I hate this fucking market. And if you're new here, I'm Nate. I've been around this market for years, and I dig into the moves that people at the top are making, so you don't have to read the fine print yourself. So here's what's coming that nobody buying this stock really seems to understand. The other 95% of those shares, they're locked up. Insiders, early employees, venture investors, they can't sell right now. But that changes, and it's going to change fast. SpaceX built a staggered lockup, which means shares don't unlock all at once. They unlock in waves. The first wave hits after Q2 earnings, probably late July or August. 20% of locked shares become eligible to sell. If the stock is up 30% above the IPO price at that point, another 10% unlocks on top of that. Then, every few weeks after that, another 7% unlocks. 70 days after the IPO, 90 days, 105, 120, 135, wave after wave after wave of new supply hitting the market. After Q3 earnings, another 28% unlocks. And on December 8th, everything that's left is fully released. The only person still locked up after that is Musk himself, and his 6.4 billion shares don't free up until June of 2027. Now think about who's holding those locked shares. Early employees, engineers, people who've been at SpaceX for 5 or 10 years. These people are millionaires on paper. 4,400 of them became millionaires the day the IPO happened. But paper gains don't pay mortgages. Paper gains don't fund your kids' college. When those lockups expire, a lot of these people are going to sell. Not because they think SpaceX is a bad company, because they've been waiting years for this exact moment to cash out. And by the way, the stock already dropped 17% this past Monday alone. Fell to $154. That's with only 4% of shares traded. Imagine what happens when 20, 30, 40% of shares hit the market over the next 6 months. Well, history tells you exactly what can happen. Facebook dropped 50% after its lockup period. Beyond Meat dropped 70%. Rivian dropped from, 170 to 20. But it's not because the companies were worthless, because the supply of shares finally caught up to the hype. Now, is SpaceX a real company? It obviously is. Starlink, pretty incredible. And the rocket business? Yeah, it's real. But a real company at the wrong price is still a bad trade. And right now, you're buying a stock at 90 times revenue with 95% of shares still locked that lost $4.3 billion last quarter. Now listen, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not telling you to buy or sell anything, but if you did buy SpaceX on the hype, at least understand what's coming. The lockups start opening in weeks, and every single one adds supply to a stock that only went up because there was none. Drop a follow and hate the market with me.